welcome back to Harmon Homestead Ranch. So the last time that you saw me in this room right here, this is part of my master bathroom. This is the room where there's a tub. I was painting this beadboard, Empress Teal. So I'm going to show you how it turned out, but I'm going to talk to you about that right there, houseplants, and why they're so important on a homestead, on any type of property, any family, or anybody. Why they need a houseplant, and I'm going to show you some lessons I've learned, and I'm going to go through my houseplants on this episode. I think you'll like this. So this is the room, panned around. You guys saw me, I think you saw me put that ceiling fan up. It's tropical looking. It's got palm leaves, and I told you I wanted the bathroom like Palm Springs. I wanted the whole house to be a different Western theme in each room, and this one kind of ended up here. So I did it tropical, I did it funky. I've got disco balls hanging up here. I just like it. This is my own area, my own little space. My husband's a shower guy, so this is all for me. Beautiful rug here. My mother got me that at TJ Maxx. It tied in with the teal beautifully. And if you remember over here in this part, we did mincemeat and Jericho jade, so it all kind of flows together with the orange. It's got little pieces of orange, it's got plum, and that was just like a stroke of genius, once in a lifetime look up thing to get that. So it matched beautifully, and I've got orange towels too, guys. It's just beautiful. I just like this room. But anyways, there's the tub, but I want to show you this. I've got some pictures of the desert, just all like my favorite things that I like. I just like those little pictures up there. They can come down easy if I get tired of them. But this room, I want you to see this. The view, that's the view. I mean, oh my gosh. So I love it at night. I've got candles in here. I've got music, and it's just kind of like a spa. That's really what I wanted it to be in here, to see all this and enjoy it. And I wanted to stick with the tropical theme, or kind of tropical desert bohemian theme in here. And so I got this house plant, and I'm going to talk to you about that. So this right here is a snake plant, and I'm going to show you what's in here, and then I'm going to show you some more plants in the house and talk to you about everything. So that's a snake plant here. I've got him on a little stand. These are drought tolerant. They do not require full sun. This is, if you don't know what you're doing, get one of these things. In the rest of the room, I have sago palms. That's what this is. Sago palm. This is extremely poisonous to humans, animals. Don't even touch it, they say. They say if you do, to wash your hands immediately. There's something toxic about this. And I looked them up, and they've been around since, they say, dinosaur age. I don't know. But they've been around a long time. It's like a prehistoric plant. They're very slow growers, and they like sun. You don't have to water them a lot. You really kind of want it to get a little dry. And they've got that huge root ball. And then in the center, new little fronds shoot up. I'll show you this in my den really quick. I've got a Christmas cactus my mother-in-law gave me for Christmas, and I have a palm here. This is like an Easter palm, and then we've got several other house plants. So this is my dining room, and I have this huge plant here with everything in it. That's the same Easter palm like in the den, and it has been getting way too much sun where I've had it, and I have had to move it. So I put it on the table here. There's a peace lilies in it. There's that, I think it's pothos. I'm not sure. Guys, don't take my word on that. There's vining stuff all in it. And then the peace lilies that are blooming. So it was over here on this table, but it was getting way too much sunlight. Here I've got this plant, and it just looks so Western to me. It looks Mexican, it looks Western, it just Southwestern. It's just beautiful. I think it's some kind of dragon plant. I've looked all these up and I forgot. But it has like magenta in the sides here. Is gorgeous, and it's been very tolerant of whatever I wanted to do. I have more house plants here on this table in front of the window. He's pretty, and then we've got more of the vining stuff here. So that's just a few of the house plants that I have in this house. I've got bukus more. I have a staghorn fern that my mother-in-law gave me. It's been difficult, but I can't get it to thrive, but I can't get it to just give up. So I'm working with that continuously. It likes indirect light, is what she said. And it seems to be doing well in indirect light, but it's just a slow grower. It just won't grow. I don't know if I need to upplant it. I'm not the houseplant expert. I'm just now getting into all this. I've got tons of stuff everywhere. Plants that I don't even know what they are, stuck in corners. But the reason I want to do this video, these houseplants, I set out with the snake plant and the sago palms. I had 3 palms and the 1 snake plant that I showed you in the tub room this summer. I thought it looked like Palm Springs. I wanted it. I liked the colors. I don't know. I just liked it. So I got them at Home Depot and I brought them home. And my grandmother loved houseplants. She had cactuses everywhere. And all of these plants here were given to us when they passed away, or given to my mother. And my mother couldn't put them all inside her house. She said, look, I can't take care of all this. Do you want to take them in? I did not want to deal with these plants whatsoever. I didn't want to look at them. I didn't want to think about it. I just didn't want to even see these plants. But I just kept putting it off, and frost came. I think it was Thanksgiving night. She said, look, these are going to get, they're not going to make it on my back porch, and I can't put them all inside. Do you want these? And I said, yeah, I guess. So here me and my husband go. We go to her house, my parents' house, and we pick them all up, bring them back down here. We had not moved in yet at the time. We were still working on everything, and we brought them back to the house. I didn't want to look at them. I didn't want to fool with them. I didn't even want to see it. I didn't want to think about it. I just didn't, because of why we got them to begin with. I didn't want it. And they stayed in my den for forever until I had to start moving them when I started putting furniture in the den. And when I did, I noticed that some were trying to grow. They were doing well. I didn't water them while they were here. I wanted to be done with them. And they actually were doing fairly well. And I said, well, I guess I'll water them. I'll take care of them. And I started dispersing them through the dining room and the other rooms that were finished at the time. And I liked how they looked. And I said, they might do okay. So I started watering them, and I took a little bit better care of them. And sure enough, they've grown. And I'm so glad that I kept these plants. And that's what I want to tell you about. You don't have to garden 50 acres and have a plow and a tractor and everything else to get back to your roots. And what I mean by that is, I think innately women are designed by God to want to nurture something. I truly do, whether it be kids, dogs, cats, a bird, house plants, whatever. We are, in my opinion, designed to want to grow something, nurture it, give it love, give it care. That's just how we're hardwired. And truly, it's given me enjoyment having these. And I've told you on a million videos, I can't stand flowers. I can't deal with it. I don't like stuff like that. I never liked houseplants in my life, but now here we are. And my mom sent me pictures yesterday at Home Depot. They've got these huge palms. I think for $25. And I said, oh my gosh, I may have to, or maybe it was $15. I said, I'm gonna have to get some of those for my tub room. Now I'm wanting to get into it. And I just enjoy every day, even if it's pouring rain. We've had snow here in rural Alabama, central Alabama, snowy days. Plants are doing great inside. I can go water them. And guys, you can do lettuce this way. You can grow kale indoors. You can grow vegetables indoors as long as they don't need to be pollinated to produce. Like tomatoes, you really don't want to fool with that. You could grow a tomato and you could hand pollinate it with a paintbrush. You could put a paper sack over it and shake the pollen down. There's a million things you could do, but you can do food this way as well. You don't have to have a hydroponic grower. You don't have to have certain equipment. You can put it in a sunny windowsill and a lot of people do herbs this way. You can grow lavender indoors. You can grow rosemary. You can grow thyme. You can grow anything indoors. This is your own personal greenhouse. It will grow. So if you've got houseplants and you don't garden, try to do some herbs indoors. Try to do a few small vegetables. You can grow radishes super easy inside. As long as you've got sun and you can water it, you'll grow it. If you've always done vegetables or flowers and you haven't done houseplants, if you're like me, give it a try. Because this gave me my gardening fix this winter. Even when we were moving, everything was terrible. And trust me, I did not want to touch these plants. I didn't want to look at them. I didn't like why they were here. I just didn't like plants, given to us when somebody passed away. It just reminded me of it too much. Now I'm better. The whole process is better. And I'm so glad I clung on to these plants, because now it's just a beautiful memory. And they've actually, really shown me in my mind that growth continues. life continues, life goes on. And I know that, but just to see it and see something thrive out of a tragic circumstance, it's wonderful. So get you some houseplants if you don't have any and see what you can do. Now, what I want is succulents. And what I mean by that is I want little cactuses everywhere, and I still have not gotten any, but I want them all in the dining room. Again, Western, stucco, cowgirl boots, the whole 9 yards. Home Depot also had prickly pear cactus. She sent me pictures of those. I think those were $25. I'm going to get me some. My husband said, don't you dare throw that out in the yard because they will grow everywhere. We've got someone close to us that has prickly pears, and they're everywhere in front of his property. And you wouldn't think that they would grow here in Alabama, but they do, and they take over. It's like these yuccas. And everywhere that we have a yucca, if you tear one up, if you can, the root system on them is humongous. And they sprout off the roots. If you tear it up and throw it somewhere, it'll immediately plant. It's like ivy. You can't get rid of it. It's really, I don't know if they say it's invasive, but don't plant this if you don't want a lot of it, and it will take over. So I had to just make the best of what I could with the yuccas, but the prickly pear cactus, I want to put it inside and just have it as a house plant in a pot. Don't throw it outside. So, because my husband said, oh, cutting grass would be murder and they'll grow everywhere, So anyways, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to get some more of the Western stuff, but I like the palms. I love this vining stuff, and they all take different light requirements. So what I'm doing in the house is I'm rotating these from room to room. I'm watering them. You have to work with them. You do, but they won't completely give up if you don't. Does that make sense? They'll do better if you work with them, and it gives you something to do, and it just lets you, as a woman, nurture, and just feel important and like you're helping something thrive and grow. And if you don't have kids, get you some houseplants, because that'll give you kind of that fix a little bit as far as the nurturing and growing. And if it's gardening, I love it. And that's why I think it's so important. Any kind of gardening. So now I'm on the houseplant kick. Let me know if you've got any houseplants and how long you've had them. A lot of people keep heirlooms. A lot of people have Christmas cactus. So let me know what you got below, and we'll see you guys next time on Harmon Homestead.